Good morning. I just wanted to come on and give another video here of what the Lord's been doing. I know it's been a while since I put anything on YouTube for a while. I've just been doing a lot of praying, and the holidays coming up. A lot of things are changing, and we just got to continue to press forward. One of the major things that He's been laying upon me is to speak on these election times. Just because things doesn't go the way that we think they should, remember, this is the devil's time. The devil is ruler over this earth. We are to be the ones that need to start standing up instead of just bowing down. We have the power to defeat this stuff. I believe right now that God's saying through these times that, are you going to bow down again? Or is my people going to stand up and pray? We need to be in prayer, people. We need to pray for the things that is wrong in your life. Are you dealing with people that have depression? Do you know people that's going through it? If so, pray for them. But also, you must understand, for God to understand you and hear you, you must also ask for change of your own lives, too. You must ask God into your life, which is accepting Jesus Christ. So many people get things wrong because they think, well, here's a good example. People post stuff about a family member going, they're in heaven now. Now, look at their lifestyles. Are they? Were they in heaven here? We could be in heaven here. We could be as close to God as we push into God. But we refuse to even do that. Instead, we want to point fingers because we want to point fingers about things that we don't understand. As a child, I was able to see things in different spiritual realms and be able to walk into these. It was realistic. The same as what I'm doing this video is as real as that. But people come against it. I remember times that people that my mom was dating, I remember an incident where the guy took me into my room, which was in Copley, Ohio. My room was right off the dining room, and he took me in there, bent me over a bed, and literally spanked me so hard and then the hand wasn't working. Took off his belt, and I remember the sound of that leather belt coming off of his waist, and just the sound of it, and just smacking me so hard. And I'm thinking, like, as if the hand wasn't enough. Now, granted, I'm a little boy. And instantly, I was able to come out of my body. And I remember talking to another younger boy that was there. And he says, don't worry, you're okay. I started paying a lot of attention to things that happened in these times when I was able to see things. And through life, I kind of try to bury it. I used to call it a curse. But the older I get now, the more I look back on it and think, man, God has changed events in my life that I tried to change. I remember one time when the Lord asked me, He said, when are you going to give the pen back to God and let Him start writing your chapters? Because how's it working for you? I said, not very well. Just instance, you go through things, and it's a split moment of things that you go through that you go, I could have, maybe, should have, could have, would have. Well, maybe if we start today off praying and asking the Lord, lead me in this day accordingly to your plans and purpose of why you created me. Today we can change. We can change yesterday by changing today. Because today is sin free. It's what you allow in there. People, I'm here to tell you, if you're watching horror movies and you're going to bad places and you're listening to satanic music, you're listening, your eyes see it, it becomes it. It's the same thing I did on a few videos back about you can constantly tell yourself you want a candy bar, and you keep thinking about that candy bar, thinking about it. Before you know it, whether you feel like driving or not, you're going to get that candy bar. You're going to get it because your body now wants it. Well, instead of denying the body, you may be too tired. You may go and do something. You may wreck. You may, who knows? Something could have happened because we deny our body. The same as we deny our body from Christ. You know, the holidays are coming up and it's getting chaotic. I mean, Black Friday is now Black June. And it just keeps going on. But should we even say the word Black Friday anymore? Is it offensive? Because we're going a little overboard with all these offensive and all these holidays and all this history months and all these things that are coming on there. Because in heaven, there's only one, people. There's only one equal realm. You know, I heard a person tell me not too long ago, it says, well, in heaven, you're going to be behind us because we were always in the back. So God's going to put us in the front. I said, really? Who taught you that nonsense? Because that's not the God I serve. Just because we're treated unequally doesn't mean that's what heaven's like. Or you're going to receive favor in heaven. I'm going to receive the rewards that I'm going to receive by not giving it to man and allowing man to praise me for it. I don't care what people think anymore. I gave up on that years ago. Matter of fact, I would more be to the point to be by myself than to be around people in general. You know, the Lord told me a while back, you know, to look out the window, you're going to fall into depression. You're going to fall into areas of hatred and wondering, and that's what the devil wants. He wants you to believe that Christ isn't real. We're hearing it all over. We're starting to see the politicians and all these people speak these things. You know, some of these people are on there. If I want to have an abortion, it's not. You know that then. They said some choice words in between there and pretty much came against God. And the only thing I can say is, bravo, get yourself elected. The only thing you're doing is electing yourself with the throne room of hell. The Lord told me today, and this is November 22nd. 2022. 2022. 22nd of 22. I don't know. I've just been seeing a lot of numbers lately and things just keep sticking to me. But he told me this. Today is the day that I stand up on the throne room. Today is the day that I look down on the earth. As my Father roams the earth, I am looking down. And I'm saying today, Father, I am ready for my people. He's not saying, Father, what if there's one more? Father, I am ready for my people. He's telling the Father, more or less, do your judgment. Shake the churches, because the churches are weak. The churches are nonsense. The churches are preaching the devil's work instead of God's work. We don't want to talk about the end times. We don't want to talk about the devil. How are you ever going to defeat a devil if you don't know what he's like? Well, I'm here to tell you, he's clever. He's well-spoken, well-dressed, and he is very deceiving with his words. Remember, he was there at the beginning of the whole creation. You got to understand, when devil was cast out of heaven and cast into the gates of hell, and he walked back and forth through the hot, fiery coals, when Adam was created, you think about what's happening here. You know, through the creation, Lucifer's hearing. Well, I'm going to give man reign over the animals, over the planet, over the trees, over the everything. Now think about this. If you're trying to be higher than that, and you were anointed, and Lucifer was anointed, he was anointed in heaven. Now how is this man going to reign over this? You see how Lucifer starts to build a platform here of hatred and pride, and you know, so we come into this moment and we say, where are we? You know, don't worry about your brother and sister around you. Don't worry about physical brother and sister. But don't worry about if you go to church, your brother and sister there. Don't worry about what they're doing. But now's the time you start asking God to examine you. Why He's here. Examine me. Come into my life. Pick it apart. Take anything away. I don't care if it's children. I don't care if it's family. I don't care if it's friends. I don't care if it's a product in my life. I don't care if it's a TV show. I don't care what it is. Take it all away from me. Because I have peace. I have peace of the Lord. And I have a connection because I talk to Him. I pray. I go throughout the day. And I'm not saying I'm better than anybody else, but I'm here to tell you I was once worse than probably the worst sinner that you know. So, I've been talking about a testimony, and I've been talking about doing this testimony, and I've been asking the Lord, when you want me to, not what I have done in churches, but the actual testimony of what I have actually witnessed when going into hell and what is truly happening. I'm going to do it today. 11/22 of 22. I will post it sometime today, and I will put this on there. I just want to say, people, think about this. The holiday's coming up, and we celebrate Jesus Christ. Christmas. I like to say Christmas. Mas, at the end, is all the massive things that the Lord carried into the grave and onto the cross. The massive sins that we have on this earth, He carried with Him. He was born for a purpose. We were born for a purpose. He laid the pathway before us. We also must lay the pathway before us. For the generation most likely will not come, because the return of Christ is coming. But instead, we worry about the gifts and what we're going to give and how much we're going to spend. You know, giving a gift and you expect a gift, and you know, as my wife always says, then why give a gift? I don't know. I've never understood this. You know, many years gone through by parents or someone else, you know, you see other people getting gifts and their children and stuff, and when it was time for you, you're thinking, okay, well, I'm going to get something. Most of the time you didn't. But it's okay. You know, I waited all these years for the greatest gift that I have today, and that's Jesus Christ. There's no gift, there's no price, there's nothing you can put on this because He paid the price. So, before you go out and go crazy, Black Friday shopping and all these things, some people have been doing it online. I got to confess, I've been doing a lot of shopping online, only because I'm a truck driver. You know, and it's kind of hard to go shopping with your wife and throw stuff in a cart and go, don't look in the cart, when she's throwing food or whatever in the cart. You know, unless we go shopping and take different carts. But then she already knows where I'm shopping at. It's not that I'm embarrassed where I'm shopping at, but I don't want her to ever get an idea, because it takes away the fun. You know, if she knew I went into Bed Bath & Beyond, then most likely she knows. Candles, cologne, I mean, whatever. Not body wash, what is I can't even think of it. The stuff you put on to make you the hand lotion type stuff. You know, the stuff that women put on to make themselves smell good throughout the day. If I go in another certain store, she most likely is probably going to know it's either clothing, perfume, jewelry, something like that. It takes away the surprise. It takes away the surprise when the Lord's coming. Well, I want to be ready. How about you? Do you want to be ready? And I'm doing a little quick video here, and I'm just touching on a lot of things that I'm going to touch on later. And do you want to be ready? I just kind of feel like to stop everything else where I was going and to do this right now. All I need you to do is repeat this, and it's really simple. If you're really truly are tired of a wore down life, a beaten, battered life, if you're tired of being depressed, and you're tired of feeling not important, and you're tired of feeling lost, and you might have a love in your life that you feel still empty and it's not being fulfilled, then I want you to do this. Say, Lord, I am a sinner. Lord, I have lost my ways. And Lord, I am in a place that I do not understand. Lord, I want you to come into my life, and I want you to change my life. I want you to help me along the way. But Lord, I also ask that you put someone in my life as a mentor to help me along this way. Because we're failing at putting mentors in life. We're failing. We want to bring everybody to Christ when we want these big numbers, but we don't want to put the help mate to help you get through this. So ask for a mentor to help you mentor. They got them in the Alcohol Anonymouses and stuff like that. If someone's feeling like I'm about to go back and drink alcohol or slip or whatever, you know. But ask the Lord, Lord, change me. I want you in my life. I'm tired of feeling this way. I'm tired of being beaten down. I'm tired of not understanding things in my life. You have the authority to ask Christ these things in your life. You have the authority to ask Him what's going on in your life. You have the authority to reach out to Him and to continue to ask Him into your life. So ask Him today. Lord, come. Come, Lord. I pray in your name that someone is going to see this video and receive you today. And Lord, I also pray a godly mentor into their lives. I ask for change to come over them. I ask for the devil, because I know the devil's going to come quickly. And you got to expect him to come quickly, because the same thing happened with Jesus when he was baptized and the Holy Spirit of the Father fell upon him, when God poured His Spirit into him for later on. But you got to expect, Jesus went immediately out into the wilderness. So you got to expect the devil, he's not going to invest into you and want to lose you so quickly. That's why I'm asking for a godly mentor to be in your life. Reach out, people. And I hope the heck someone reaches back to you. You know, be careful of who you reach out to, because the devil may just put a false person in your pathway. But Lord, bless these people today. Pour out your blessings, pour out your will, and pour out your Spirit. And pour it out into us all. Let us be lifted up, and let us come to stand and shout out your name. Let us call back these elections. Let us call back these events that are happening in our lives. Let us surrender it to you, and let you decide what's best, the next step. Take back. We lift up our former president. We lift up the former president, whether he's elected or not. He's still in place. You have a reason for it. So we even lift him up. We lift up the Congress, the Pelosi's, the Schumers, the Grahams, the Kerrys, the Bidens, you know, the Barack Obama. You know, don't think that you're sitting still and ruling over and appointing over some nations. It's going to be unheard. It's going to be exposed. It's going to be exposed. Evil can only lead so long, but God will reign forever, and His people with Him. God bless you. I love you. Take care, and hopefully everything goes right in God's plan. I'll get these videos on tonight and get them loaded up. Bless you. Amen.